Hey YouTube, this is Don. Today I'm gonna make a remake video on the review for the original Nintendo Wii. The previous video I made about it, I realized it was low. I learned that the video was low resolution and the sound wasn't anything to write home about. But this console is a classic, and I think it deserves better than a crummy video. So I'm gonna decide to make a new one, this time in high definition. So anyway, this is the Wii, the Nintendo Wii. So what is this thing? Well, it's a Wii. Well, it's one of the first consoles from 2006 to use motion controllers, otherwise known as the Wii remotes, Wii motion controllers. Now anyway, this console right here is still functional. This is the first one I got. I was first seeing how amazing it was, when I used to be with my cousins in Maryland. When I visited them. No, this is not theirs, but we bought it for ourselves. Don't worry, they have their own, but I'm not sure if they use it anymore, now that this console's been discontinued. It was released by Nintendo in 2006, and it's not only the first console to use motion controllers, but it was the first one to make such a big impact. Way more of a huge impact than the NES. So anyway, and it's not much of a full-fledged computer as much as the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 at the time, but it's still reasonably advanced. Otherwise, it does use one thing the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 doesn't have built in, which is an SD card slot. As you can see, this compartment holds the SD card, and inside it's got the sync button to sync more controllers for the Wii. It's got a power button, a reset button, an eject button that ejects the disc slot, the disc in the disc slot, which the disc slot is vertical or like horizontal or vertical. I don't know how to label it, but sorry. But anyway, there's that Nintendo logo on the side. Now there's nothing. Oh, there's 4 rubber feet just in case you want to lay it flat like this, which is no problem. But that's optional. It's got 4 rubber feet underneath, and it's probably got that vent for either cooling or something. But you can also put it on this stand here. It's got a detachable plate that detaches like so. That detaches like this. It's a clear plastic tray that keeps the stand and the Wii from tipping over or wobble. So anyway, it stands up like so, like this, and that's what it would look like, and that's what a traditional Wii would look like. And you're wondering what's on top. Well, it's got these GameCube adapters, GameCube controller slot interface that can interface with GameCube controllers. And yes, the saving grace on the Wii though the cool thing at least at the time was that the Wii, yes, it's backwards compatible with the GameCube, but unfortunately there's no adapters anywhere on the Wii where certain accessories like that certain accessory, which I don't know what it is, but as soon as I figure out what it is and obtain it, I'll probably talk about it in another video. And it's not compatible with that thing I always wanted when I was a kid, but never got it. That Game Boy Advance interface that allows you to play Game Boy Advance games on the GameCube. But other than that, it is backwards compatible with the GameCube games. It can even use the same memory cards as the GameCube. Slot A and slot B. The same any GameCube memory cards will work with this thing. Like any GameCube accessories except for those 2 I mentioned will work with this thing. And on the back, it's got 2 USB ports, for some unknown reason. It's got a fan for cooling, that sensor bar slot, the audio and video RCA slot, which is identical to the Wii U's version, which is identical to that of the Wii U's RCA slot. And it's got an AC adapter port. Now, this AC adapter port is identical to the Wii U's, except the Wii U's version is yellow while this one's black. Anyway, if you light it up, if you have it plugged in, if it's not turned on while this thing's plugged in, this thing would light up orange. But in this disc tray, and this disc slot does light up blue, which is pretty cool. Makes it look more futuristic. Makes it look kind of futuristic looking. Well, at least back in 2006 it was. And it's got that, and when you have it turned on, the green, that light indicator lights up green, indicating that it's on. Now let me show you the sensor bar. Here's the sensor bar. Now without this is your only means of using the Wii remotes or anything else, like the Wii remotes, I mean. And without this, and you got the console, you're screwed. It's all tangled up, but it's ridiculously long, which is acceptable, because you gotta admit, it'll allow you to place the Wii wherever you want, as long as it's nearby the TV and in the same room. Here's what the pin looks like. It's pretty much identical to the Wii U's, except this one's gray, while the Wii U's sensor bar is black. All black. So anyway, let me show you the Wii remotes. And here they are. Now the D-pad looks a little bit yellow, but not severe. It has blue lights that indicate which player it's labeled as. Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and Player 4, much like the DualShock 3 controllers. It's got a built-in speaker, D-pad, A button, the plus and minus button, plus for start and minus for select, the home button, which most consoles those days feature one. The Xbox 360 has it, the Switch has it, the PlayStation 3, and even the newer consoles that are currently out there today. They usually either pop up in a menu or take you back to the menu screen on the console interface itself. Got a 1-2 button. And it's got a power button to boot up the controller. Clicks. And on the bottom it's got a B button, which is like a trigger button, but except it's a B button that is shaped like a trigger button. It's got a black receiver that receives this, that sends out a signal to the sensor bar, like an accelerometer, I think. Which I don't know what that is, but maybe you could type it in the comments and let me know what it is. Also, it's got this slot here for a secondary controller, like either the Wii Classic controller, which I'll probably talk about on another video, or its default secondary controller that comes with two, that you get with the Wii, is this, the nunchuck controller. You hold this in your left hand, and it's got an analog stick that doesn't click, but it moves around like this. Has a whole lot of travel, like any analog stick would these days. It's got a C and a Z bumper button, C button. Here's what the adapter looks like. It's similar to that of the NES Classic Edition's controller pin or adapter. It plugs in like so, and it locks into place. In order to remove it, you have to press these two buttons and pull it out like that to release it. And the controller wire isn't all that long, as you can see, but which is acceptable since you're winding up, you might as well wind up using the Wii Zapper for on-rail shooter games, or even using both the remotes in two hands. Anyway, let me show you its AC adapter as soon as I get it out of there. It's all tangled up, but here it is. This is the Wii's AC adapter. It's quite smaller than the Wii U's AC adapter now I think about it. It's got the Wii logo on there, AC adapter, and here's the pin for it. It's identical to the Wii U's, but it's black instead of yellow. But I'm not sure if they're compatible, even if it did fit. But that's a question you might want to ask the experts about with these things. Otherwise, if it's not compatible, if it's like if you use this on the Wii U or use the Wii U's AC adapter on the Wii, there's no telling what would happen. If it blows up fuse, then the results will not be pretty. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys, if you guys know if it's compatible or not, please let me know in the comments. Here's the AC adapter. Here's the plug itself. It's a small plug. Even with this box, it does, much like the Xbox 360, it ends with a small plug, even though this is gray. Now let me show you its hookups, which is these. These are the Wii's only means of connection, which is acceptable in the mid-2000s because CRTs were still a thing at the time. At least the reasonably modern ones were. And it's got this, and it's got this connector, which is identical to the Wii U's. And this is where the adapter for the Wii U originates from, this console. Although for the Joy-Cons from the Switch, going back to these Wii remotes, I learned that these things were prototypes to the Joy-Cons. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that all these remotes comes with a wrist strap to prevent this thing from falling out of your hand and breaking and stuff. Which is a good thing, just to prevent the remote from going loose off your hand and flying around, or fly off your hand like something or something. But anyway, going back to these things, you can either use these on a CRT or a flat screen that pretty much uses this, that can use these connectors. Otherwise, these are the only means of connections, and this thing doesn't use HDMI. Now, as far as the graphics are concerned, they're reasonably futuristic, but the resolution is only 480p. And it's pretty much the final resolution for these kind of connectors. Before the Wii, there was 480i on the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, and the GameCube at the time. But other than that, yeah. Video games have gone way advanced from this. It's quite interesting. But anyway, let me show you the games. Now, this is the first game I got when you first get the Wii. This is Wii Sports. Now, this is the early copy of it, before there was other versions like Wii Sports Resorts, which hopefully I'll get those games one day. And it does use the capability of the Wii controllers. Anyway, it comes in this case, which really isn't all that sturdy, but it does come with a manual inside. And here's the disc. They come in traditional discs. The games come in these size discs, which is pretty much absolutely awesome. This is the Nintendo's first format of games to ever come out on their own console. That was absolutely amazing at the time. Well, I also got Bling Smash. Cars Race-O Rama. Alvin and the Chipmunks. My favorite game from the Wii that I used to play a lot when I was a kid, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which is a sequel to Super Smash Bros. Melee. And the iconic games for the Wii, Mario Kart Wii, which is pretty much one of the iconic Wii games for the Nintendo Wii. And it's one of the best-selling Nintendo Wii games of all time, at the time. It still is, and it's still considered, and even in today's standards, it's considered a classic. Super Mario Galaxy, which I haven't reviewed yet, but I gotta get to know the game first before I even bother reviewing it. Sega Bass Fishing, which is probably a good title, I don't know. Mario Party 8, which I would have loved if I had that game if I was younger. Yeah, I like Mario Party 7, but I'm sure I would have loved this version. Donkey Kong Country Returns. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Disney Pixar's Ratatouille. Oh yeah, they added that in the text of the game, on the title of the game, just to help people pronounce it better. Oh yeah, I tore that off because that label was annoying. It says that if you play the... I didn't play this game before, even though I had it at the time when the Wii was new. Now the label, my mom told me this label says that if I play this game 2 times, I'll get a free ticket to see this movie twice. And that's basically it. I do have more games, like Wii Play, which came with the Wii, but I lost a disc to it. And there's a bunch more games I have, but I don't want to... I might not bother taking them out, so that's all I'm showing you. But don't worry, I'll review those games that I'm not showing you one day. For now, that's all I'm showing you. Here's the Wii operations manual, which I finally got a hold of. Even though my dad was cleaning up the house and he threw out the Wii box, but I managed to rescue the manuals, which are pretty important. It explains the features, the Mii channel, which creates your own Mii character, which is like an avatar, like a computer person that has your avatar. The Wii keyboard, which I don't know if they actually use a keyboard. The Wii settings and data management. The Wii Shop channel, which I'm not sure if they're still in business, but probably. Virtual Console, which is like an emulator for Nintendo titles, for older Nintendo titles, or even for other games that you can emulate, like the Neo Geo games, which I'm planning on emulating on this console. Well, at least the Wii U I'm planning on doing that. This channel, which is the games application, depending on which disc you have which game you have inserted to the Wii menu, the channels. They have a weather channel as well as a YouTube channel and a Netflix channel, which is pretty cool. The photos channel, which you can download photos into the, into an SD card. An SD card might be required for this application. The Wii message board, which is another thing entirely. And it shows you what the menu is like, the news channel, forecast channel. Oh yeah, it explains what the channels do. And it mentions that you can insert either a Wii disc or a Nintendo GameCube disc. They may be small, but it'll work with this. Shows you how to create a Mii character, customize an avatar. Shows you how the Mii channel works. shows you the other applications. I'm just skipping a few pages. I'm just giving you the idea of how the Wii works and what it can do. Wii Connect 24. Oh, there's other pages that are in different languages. This is probably Spanish. So anyway, that's the manual for the Wii. And here's the registered Wii extended your warranty for free additional benefits. It even shows a picture of the family playing. Oh, and it even shows you to read the serial code of the Wii. Or something, I don't know. I don't know where... Oh, let me... You know what? Maybe I'll... what the... Oh, there's its serial number underneath. I mean, that's the one thing I forgot to mention. Sorry about that. There's that thing. And there's also a Nintendo Power magazine that's dedicated for the Wii, but I haven't registered for that. There's also a keychain shaped like a Wii remote. And that's it for that. And I also got this important safety information when using the Wii system. Explains the safety rules of the Wii. Here's the warning. Here's the warning sheet of paper for the warnings about the Wii, like some troubleshooting, I think. The operations warning, like the battery, radio frequency interference, battery leakage, and something else might have happened. Or in case those two problems is where this thing comes in. I also got another Wii operation system set up, where it shows you how to get this thing up and running. You know, where it shows you how to set it up so that way you can get it up and running. There's also the sensor bar stand, which I don't think we ever got, but that doesn't matter. But I might need it for my other TV at my dad's house, for the Wii U at least. Oh, and it shows you the stickers that you peel off and then they stabilize the sensor bar. And it shows you how to place the sensor bar. I might want to get that stand, I guess. It shows you how the Wii remotes correspond with 4 players. How the whole thing works. How to drag and stuff. And all that. And all this stuff you need to know about how to set up the Wii. You know, for those who want to get the Wii, for those that want to get the console up and running. And there's also the Wii quick setup installation. It's pretty much a manual. It's pretty much a quick manual that is much quicker than the other operations manual, which is in case it's for those who don't want to read that other manual but want to get things up and running very, very quickly. But yeah, in conclusion, well, by the way, but one more thing. After this console was discontinued, Nintendo made one more model out of it, which is not really the best Wii I would recommend ever. The Wii Mini, which is a slimmer model of the Wii, which is missing a lot of pieces that are that are important to the Wii, and it was considered in people's books as being one of the weirdest consoles. And to make things worse, you can't do much with the Wii Mini other than playing games. It's really missing out on a lot compared to the original Wii. But I'll talk about that on another video. But anyway, in conclusion, this console may not be worth anything in today's standards compared to the Wii U, but if you don't care for the Wii U games, then yeah, you can get this. Like places like Amazon, now that they sell it for at least $10, I believe. And you get a free copy of Mario Kart Wii. Even though people thought the Wii U was pointless. For me personally, I don't feel that. I feel like the Wii U may not be the best selling console, but I still liked it because the saving grace on that console, like I said on my previous video, is that it can play these games also. I'll explain. If you want me to explain why, go back to my Wii U video, because in this video I want to talk about the Wii itself. So like I said, that's my thoughts about it. So anyway, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and like the video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. This is me, signing off.